In a small village where the fog danced each morning and the scent of earth filled the air, lived a young boy named Emilian. He loved to cook, not just to feed, but to discover the stories hidden in every fruit, every leaf, and every spice. Yet on that strange morning, the air felt different, as if the seasons themselves were holding their breath. The market was waking slowly, as if unsure it wanted to leave its dreams behind. Stalls gleamed with fruits and vegetables painted in the colors of autumn and spring all at once. Pumpkins beside strawberries, pears beside frost-covered grapes. Emilian walked between them, basket in hand, feeling the damp air cling to his skin. The world looked beautiful and a little strange. At the far end of the market, beneath the oldest oak tree, he saw her, a bent old woman, wrapped in shawls of moss and violet, crouched beside a tiny basket. Inside it lay mushrooms, glowing faintly blue, like moonlight trapped in velvet. Emilian felt drawn to them, unable to look away. "These mushrooms," Emilian asked softly, "where did they come from?" The old woman turned her face toward him, her eyes pale, endless. "From where shadows hide," she rasped, "from where even the moon fears to go. They can feed a man's hunger or devour his soul." Emilian's heart pounded, but when she pushed the basket toward him, curiosity won over fear. Back at the inn, Emilian carefully placed the blue mushrooms on the big wooden table. Their glow illuminated the autumn vegetables he had been preparing, turning ordinary squash and cabbage into something magical. But the room felt heavy, almost alive. Shadows seemed to stretch across the walls, and the silence pressed in on him from all sides. Every cut of the knife, every shuffle of his boots, felt watched. As Emilian sliced the mushrooms into thin rings and dropped them into the hot pan, a pale blue mist spiraled up. The air grew thick, almost slowing time itself. Flames danced and faltered in the sudden chill. A shiver ran down his spine. The inn felt as if it was breathing around him. And then he heard it. A faint sound, almost imperceptible, like something brushing the floor behind him. Emilian tasted the stew, warmth mixing with the strange chill in his throat. A scream tore through the night, jagged and unnatural, like a human voice twisted into something else. Heart racing, he ran to the window. Through the moonlit trees, he saw a figure gliding rather than walking, surrounded by swirling shadows. And then, as quickly as it appeared, it vanished. Silence returned, heavy and complete, leaving only the thick night mist and the smell of wet earth. Over the next few nights, the inn seemed alive with secrets. Emilian heard footsteps in the empty hallways, whispers that vanished when he turned his head, and shadows that moved in ways they shouldn't. Every bite of the blue mushroom stew brought a strange taste. Earth, metal, and mist swirling together. And every night, he felt it. Something watching him from the forest beyond the windows. One evening, compelled by a force he could not name, Emilian stepped into the forest. The air was dense and heavy, the wind whipping around him. Guided by an instinct, he walked deeper, the trees bending and twisting as though alive. Shadows danced in unnatural patterns, and the ground pulsed faintly beneath his feet. Between the trees, a strange light appeared, the old woman, arms outstretched, waiting for him. The air around her shimmered, the forest warping in strange waves. "You have made a pact, Emilian," she said, her voice echoing from every direction. Roots rose from the earth, wrapping around his legs, holding him as a blinding light erupted. When it ended, she was gone, swallowed by the darkness that closed in around him. Emilian awoke suddenly, lying on the kitchen floor. The pan of mushroom stew was untouched, the sunlight spilling through the window. Had it been a dream or a warning? Yet the memory of icy roots and the whispering forest lingered on his skin, and the scent of wet earth filled the room. On the table, where the blue mushrooms had rested, a small sapling had sprouted. Its leaves shimmered with a gentle, otherworldly light. Emilian approached it carefully, and a voice spoke in his mind. What you seek is always within reach, but what you find depends on your heart. Remember, Emilian, the seasons never give without taking. From that day, Emilian's cooking changed. Every vegetable, every fruit, carried the essence of the seasons. His guests returned, some feeling healed, others transformed. Each night, strange visions danced in his dreams, reminders of the forest, the pact, and the old woman. Emilian understood. He had crossed an invisible threshold. His kitchen was now a place where time and nature intertwined, and the gift came with a price he would honor. Emilian had become a silent guardian of the season's magic. He had learned that what we seek is never exactly what we find, and that every gift of nature carries a responsibility. In honoring the cycle of seasons, he nurtured life, wonder, and connection. And through each dish he prepared, the magic of the world whispered its secrets to those willing to listen. And you, if you discovered a secret as special as Emilian's, would you share it with your family or friends, or keep it only for yourself? How could you use your own little gifts, your kindness, your creativity, or your help to protect and care for those around you? What choices can you make today that would help your family, friends, or even nature, just like Emilian protects the magic of the seasons?